Hey everybody, it's Rob Nazarian with Talk Android, and we're looking at an app called Internet Radio. It's appropriately named, and I think based on the name you can figure out that it is all about internet radio stations. And as you can see, it has a very nice retro look to it, but underneath all that there is over 50,000 radio stations that you can listen to from all over the world. So there is a lot about it. Now, going into the app, pretty simple interface. You can see the date and the time. Over here you have volume and brightness, which you can adjust just by flicking your finger, sliding your finger. And that's pretty simple. Also, if you hit the volume bar on your phone, that'll also adjust. Over here you have the power button. So this is really simple. If you just want to close the app, you can hit that and the app will close, and just go right back in right now. Now if you want to listen to what you previously listened to, you just flick the on switch and you will be able to hear that. But let's just go into the interface of finding stations. Now once you go in, you will see your favorites. Now these are default favorites that were set up by the app. I actually haven't even set any favorites at this point, but that's what's there. So that'll always be on top. And you can also edit them, by the way. You can go in and slide around what you want on top or whatever. So that's pretty easy. And if you can go in and you can look by country, and you can search by Shoutcast radio station separately or add stations manually if it's not in here. Now let's just go into country. And when you go in, you can also see you've got all these different countries here that you can flick through. You also have on the side here the top 100, which is nice. So you can go in and see what those stations are. But let's just go back to country and let's just go to the USA, and let's just flick into, go into California here. And you can see there's a number of stations. Now one of the things I don't like is that you really can't tell what type of stations these are, what kind of genre. Many of them just the call letters. So but in any event, let's go ahead and you just tap on it to listen to it, and you will get this animation. And right now the volume is a little low here, I don't know why. So that's you can see the music icon there telling you you're listening to that particular station, and you can exit out and go. Now the other thing is when you go into a particular state or region in the country, you can get the top 30 as well and see what they are. And there's actually the station I just selected is number 9, and we're listening to it. So, and you can just hit another station and go to that. Now the other thing that's a little difficult is the navigation. To get back to the main screen, you're going to have to tap this a bunch of times to get, and then you can turn it off from there. So that is something that they are going to fix, the developers. And also the other thing is, and let me show you here when I go in. When you can see here, I go to Shoutcast Radio, you can select by genre, which is really nice. So you can go in and say, okay, I want to hear metal. And you have all these different categories. And there you go. We don't have that for the countries and the states and all that good stuff, but that is coming. The other thing is you do have a search. I forgot to mention that. The search also works based on where you are. So that's something you have to be mindful of. So like for example, one of my favorite stations, WEEI in Boston, for Red Sox and talk, comes up. Okay, but you have to be careful, because if you go into, say, go into USA and go into California and search for WEEI, it's not going to come up. So make sure that you do your searches, from basically the top menu of all areas, and that way when you do that, you will find them. Now, there are a couple of other really cool features about this that I don't see too much in other radio apps, and that is this. Here's a timer. You can go in and set how long you want it to play for. So if you're going to bed at night, bingo, you're all done. And That works really good. We're going to go ahead and cancel that now. I don't want that going for 19 hours. And you can also have it fade out. The other thing is in here in the settings is you can set it up so your screen doesn't time out, which is also nice. For whatever reason, if you're in your car listening to this via Bluetooth, you can go ahead and click that, and you can set it to always or only when you're charging. So that's a nice feature as well. You can also set it to Wi-Fi only, so you don't use data by mistake if you are on a limited data plan. You can also change the theme. That's the theme that's the default theme, but there is another theme here, and I would imagine they'll add more themes as time goes on. So that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple, straightforward app. If you're looking for something to listen to different radio stations from around the world, or just maybe your old hometown, maybe you moved, you want to listen to stations from back home, you can grab this app, and it's quite easy, quite simple, and has a kind of retro look, bring it back to the old days, but really it's about the music, and I think you'll definitely find something to listen to here. So it's called Internet Radio, and we'll have the link on our review, so check it out. And again, it's also free. So thanks for watching. This is Rob Nazarian with Talk Android.